Welcome to part 3 of Questioning the Majority, where we're going to talk about the effects of tribalism. If you have enjoyed my videos, please like and comment below or subscribe to my channel for more videos. The year 2020 was the year that our country became more divided than it has ever been. We've become so hyper-focused on color, race, gender, sex, political party affiliation, religious or non-religious, Trump or Biden, socialist or patriot, and everyone's walking around trying to cover up their labels for fear of being targeted or shot, both literally and hypothetically. There was actually a survey done where they went around and asked different people if they supported a certain bill, not knowing that it was a fake bill. When it was emphasized that the bill supported the Republican Party, anyone who identified as a Democrat immediately said that they didn't support the bill, whereas anyone who identified as a Republican said that they would support and vote in favor of the bill. Interesting, right? Every controversial issue has two sides, two different arguments, each offering a different point of view and supporting a different side. Take abortion, for example. Some are extremely against it because they view it as murdering a human while they are completely helpless. The other side argues that making abortion illegal is taking away a basic human right to control what you do with your body. Another example is wearing masks. That has also been a very controversial issue. A lot of people feel that they're being forced into submission unnecessarily, and that just like the pro-life people, it's taking away a basic human right to control what we do with our own body. The other side feels like wearing a mask is part of being socially responsible and looking out for and protecting those around you. So why is it that as soon as we recognize an argument as coming from an opposing side, we immediately reject it? Well, we are tribal by nature. It's in our biology. And this tribal instinct helps us band together to prepare for intergroup conflict, as seen many times in history. Look at cowboys and Indians. So we have this tribal switch, and any kind of intergroup conflict, whether it's real or perceived, immediately turns that tribal switch up, making people highly attentive to signs that reveal which team another person is on. And when the tribe switch is activated, we bind ourselves way more tightly to the group we identify with, and we embrace and we defend the group's morals, and we basically stop thinking for ourselves. In tribal mode, we seem to go blind to arguments and information that challenge our team's narrative. Consequently, we lack the ability to see any other point of view or hear any opinion that goes against our group's ideas and opinions. We see anyone who disagrees with us as traitors, stupid, radical, and anyone who associates with the enemy is then punished. So we're prevented from working with the other side to form any kind of agreement because doing so would be a betrayal of our tribe. Ridiculous, isn't it? A perfect example of this is the Trump haters. It didn't matter if he did anything good. No one who didn't vote for him could actually admit it. They were in this tribal mode where Trump and any Trump follower was a racist, bigot, white supremacist and needed to be canceled and shut down. Another example is the racial issues between black and white people. Many white people feel that they're being attacked, so their guns and defenses are up. Whereas several black people, they want to fight for equality and justice, but the idea that white people are the enemy is so ingrained in their head at this point, and their tribalism switch is so turned up that any crime that involves a white person or a police officer is pegged on white supremacy and racism. In reality, this only creates more division and emphasizes our differences and turns up the tribal switch. So we stop sympathizing and we start blaming. And the reality is that there are criminals and bad things happen. Racism is an issue in some parts of the country, but we are never going to defeat it by creating more division in our country. Our only hope is to band together, downplay our differences, and start seeing people as people. So one thing that people will do when they get stuck in tribal mode is they dehumanize their enemy by calling them different types of animals, pigs, sheep, whatever, you name it, and it causes us to become insensitive, and we're more willing to hurt and harm the other side because we don't see them as human beings. But just because we have a tribal instinct doesn't mean that we need to live in tribal ways. When a community can turn down their tribal circuits, there's more room for independent thinking, rational thinking, proper reasoning, individuality, and more freedom for creative mixing of people and ideas. It's only when we're able to downplay our differences that we can start seeing people as people, criminals as criminals, skill and talent as just that, skill and talent. And it doesn't have to matter what group we come from, whether we're black, white, Asian, Latino, man, woman, gay, straight, fat, skinny, smart, funny. It just won't matter. Learn to recognize when our tribal switch is activated, when you start dismissing any opposing opinions without research, or when you find yourself agreeing with all of your group's beliefs and ideals, or when you see people in opposing groups as stupid, radical, or traitors, then seek first to understand before being understood. Find common ground. Try to find a win-win agreement. And always remember that being in the right way is always going to be more important than proving that you're right. But this doesn't mean that we have to give in to propaganda, tyrannical leaders, or give away our rights in order to come to agreements with each other. It only means that we need to make sure to do it in the right way. Research a cause before you support it. Be open to different opinions. Don't resort to hate and violence, and seek to find common ground with those who oppose you, no matter how small that ground is. We really need to go from a tribal us versus them mindset to a community mindset where we're all working together towards a common goal instead of being divided to defeat a common enemy. Once we can learn to stop emphasizing our differences and instead focus on understanding each other and trying to find that common ground, it's only then that we can find more unity and peace in our societies.